So hopefully you watched the previous sections, because by now you should have a good understanding of what LangChain is, what chain nodes are, what agent nodes are, what are the difference between them, and how they respond when it comes to users interacting with them. So in this particular section, we're going to focus on the AI agent node in particular, because there are several types of AI agent nodes, which are all instance of LangChain. And again, if you don't know what LangChain is, please make sure you watch the previous videos, because you need to have a good you need to understand what LangChain is, because otherwise you won't fully grasp the functionalities of these different AI agents. All right, so now let's go ahead and add our AI agent here. So I'm going to click on Advanced AI, and this is the AI agent right here, right? So we talked about all these chain nodes. Let's go ahead and do a little deep dive into what this AI agent node looks like. So when you click on this, now let me get out of this actually and get rid of this node. All right, so this is our AI agent, and by default, this will always go to tools agent. So tools agent is basically the bread and butter. This is the holy grail of the AI agent node when it comes to n8n. Again, all these 6 different types of agents that are here, these are all instance of LangChain, meaning that they all sit on top of the LangChain framework, which gives them the ability to connect different resources and also make independent decisions based on the different resources that are attached to it. You can think of this AI agent as an autonomous system that receives data from previous nodes and makes rational decisions and acts within its environment to achieve a specific goal that it's made for. Now, everything outside of this original node, meaning the memory, the tools, everything else that has access to this, is considered the AI agent's environment. So therefore, everything that's attached to this is considered the environment for this AI agent. So that was kind of an overview. So let's now dig inside this and take a look at these different parameters and these different types. And let's go ahead and explain what are these different types of AI agent and what are they used for. I'm actually going to do a separate section just for tools agent, because this is the most powerful agent when it comes to n8n. But for now, I'm just going to quickly briefly explain these different sections, so that way you have an understanding of when to use which agent for what purpose. So the first one, obviously the tools agent, it says it utilizes structured tool schemas for precise and reliable tool selection, meaning that this will, if you use a tools agent, this will have the ability to utilize external tools and make a decision to receive some kind of an outcome that you're trying to achieve from this agent. Again, I'm going to do a deep dive in a different section specifically for tools agent, so that way we can, because this is again the most useful AI agent when it comes to this instance of LangChain. Let's take a look at the conversation agent. So this conversation agent, this is made just like its name suggests. It specializes in natural human-like conversation, and it can keep track of the conversation context. It can understand the user's intent, and therefore the best use case for a conversational agent will be if you're building customer chatbots, if you're building any kind of customer related interaction AI agent, like a customer support agent, for example. So you want to utilize this conversation agent, because the prompt, you can just leave it as take from previous node automatically, which in this case will attach our chat model to, or our chat trigger to, or you can define the prompt below. But usually this is used with this take from previous node, because again, we'll attach this chat trigger to it. With all of these tools, you'll attach some kind of a large language model, obviously OpenAI being the most popular one, and all of this is done via the API by creating your credentials. So that's the one big common thing when it comes to this agent, that all of them are going to take some form of large language model. Because it's the instance of, because these are all instances of LangChain, therefore it can have the ability to attach a memory to it. There's several types of memory you can attach to it. The standard is, and the easiest is the Windows buffer memory. Again, this is from n8n, and it can remember the context window length based on your specification. So usually you leave it up to 5, but if you're building some kind of complex chatbot, you can increase this to like 10 or 15 or whatever you need. You can also attach other chat memories depending on what your use case is, and we'll talk about this Postgres chat memory as well. But the easiest one is definitely this Windows buffer memory. And the tools, obviously, this is where we will talk about in the tools agent. We'll go into it a bit more deeper. But for this particular agent, if you're using this just as a conversational agent, then you'll attach something. If it needs, you'll attach a tool that it needs data from an external resource, or you can attach these new tools that are being added to it, like the Wikipedia tool, or all these other tools that are available here. So that's kind of an overall setup for regardless of which type of agent, AI agent you use. So let's go ahead. So that was conversational agent. Now let's take a look at that OpenAI function agent. So this OpenAI function agent is really useful if you have some kind of a task that requires structured outputs, specifically when working with OpenAI models, right? Because it's an OpenAI function model. Therefore, if you're attaching a chat model to this, you want to make sure you're attaching an OpenAI chat model. And obviously, it's not going to give you any other options because this is specifically for OpenAI. And what this does is, again, this is useful if you are interacting and looking to interact with particular functions within OpenAI. So that's why you would use this OpenAI function agent, because that's what it's designed for. All right, so the next one is going to be our plan and execute agent. So this is used to create high-level plan for complex tasks, because what it does is this breaks down each task into smaller steps, and it can initiate or be used at a place when there's a strategy need. So you can think of this plan and execute agent as a project manager, for example, where this thing will create a structured plan and then break down complex tasks into steps and then execute each step in a different sequence. So use cases for this agent will be, for example, some kind of event planning, right? So if you have to automate sequences of tasks, for example, for event planning, like sending invitations, collecting RSVPs, and setting reminders to follow up. So this will be a good AI agent to use, because again, that's what it has that structure, step-by-step plan and execute functionality. And then it's going to also be used for research or complex report generation. So if you need to have and this AI agent do some kind of a plan and research and then execute, collect data, and then summarize the different findings and then send those findings to different emails or Slack or whatever it may be, that's where this is going to be super useful. So you want to make sure you're using the plan and execute agent for those type of environments or those type of AI agents that you're building. All right, so the React agent, so this is used mostly for careful analysis, and if you have a workflow that needs kind of step-by-step problem solving. So this is where that React agent would come in handy. So if there's a need, for example, in your workflow for troubleshooting and fixing issues that are based on user reported problems, what this is going to do is analyze each reported problem, and then it's going to analyze the logs that are coming in. It's going to provide, or it's going to run different tests and then apply those solutions step by step. It's going to be like almost, like I said, like a IT person that you call if you're running in some kind of issue. So if you're building those type of AI agents or workflows, that's where this React agent will be very useful. And then the last one, the SQL agent, as the name suggests. So this is used, this agent specializes in interacting with SQL databases only. So again, this is only ideal for data analysis tasks or extracting insights from structured output data. And this is specifically for SQL databases, meaning it's only going to work with Postgres, it's only going to work with MySQL and then SQLite. So again, this is specifically made for these query-based structured databases. So if you use this, it's going to ask you to provide your credential for these databases that you are planning to use this with. And again, same thing, this is not going to have the ability to have a tools, because this is very specific to SQL. All right, so hopefully that made sense. On the next video, I'm going to cover and go deeper into tools agent, because this is the most popular and the most useful agent in this instance of LangChain that n8n has.